Y'all okay if I'm still on a Hunter x Hunter hype, right? I had to make some of the characters in Mutants and Masterminds because as soon as I came to understand how setting conditions on Nin worked, I realized how seamlessly Hunter x Hunter characters would fit into Mutants and Masterminds. Of course, this does have some spoilers for Hunter x Hunter. If you're not familiar with Hunter x Hunter, I'll leave a link to my review of it in the description below. I was going to use Gon's character song here, but Movie Maker has been weird about new songs lately. Anyone else thought it was weird that Gon saw a lot of people die during the Hunter exam, but seemed good either way for the most part? How brutal was Whale Island? Gon has two complications: limited nin and rash decision making. So the most important stats to get right are his strength and stamina. I mean, one of his defining features is being a powerhouse, and 7 or less is about right. But bear in mind, we'll be boosting his physical attacks later. Intellect is left at 0, let's be honest, Killua or someone else is forever explaining things to him. Presence is also left at 0 because that's one of his charm points. On the surface he seems like a particularly buff but normal kid. Fortitude and Parry I felt needed to be his highest defenses. Fortitude for obvious reasons, Parry because of his special training during the Greed Island Saga. That's a really specific fighting check to parry Genthru's wrists while not letting his hands touch him. Now on to the exciting stuff. His natural abilities include a rate of healing that is always faster than people expect, so regeneration 5 or more, a nose that can follow someone's deodorant or perfume that's defined as an accurate sense with tracking at full speed, being able to run and talk to Kurapika at the same time as tracking, and of course immunity to poison and disease, starvation and thirst, and need for sleep with a half effect flaw. I mean, he is still human. All this, tack on a 30-foot leap, and we can move on to the part you really want to see. His fishing pole. The fishing pole can apparently be used to rip 6-foot by 6-foot stone tiles out of a floor. Still don't know what manner of fishing line he uses, but the effect is move object 7, or a number equal to whatever you set his strength at, since this is based off his normal strength, but it comes with 3 flaws. Its direction is limited to being pulled towards Gon, but at the GM's discretion may be used to swing something sideways. A dexterity check is required for casting the hook in the first place, and obviously it's removable. After you write down the 2 alternate effects of the fishing pole, I guess we'll cover his nin. Gon is not a multitasker when it comes to nin, so I took Jajangken Rock and tacked on a slew of alternate effects. And I know our complication is already technically the Fade's flaw, but for accuracy this should run out faster than his other nin options, and I wanted a flaw to beef it up more since it's his ultimate attack. Jajangken's Scissors, it probably could have been stronger than this, but since being a transmuter isn't Gon's forte, I elected to depower it some and give him reach. Same with Jajangken Paper. And I believe the activation flaw is appropriate on all 3 in line with Knuckles' assessment of the move. Shu is +4 in improvised weapon, Ken is a danger sense, and Zetsu is concealment from the exotic sense of aura sensing. Outside of the list of alternate effects, I put an additional 1-point feature that gives Gon +4 intimidation, but is limited to characters who can sense aura. Skills are important. Most of the Hunter x Hunter cast are able to make weirdly accurate insight checks, and Gon is no exception. Perception to back up that unusual nose of his, and so he can keep track of who has the coin, stealth for tailing Hisoka for a day, and of course his expertise, nature. A rather broad subject, but living on Whale Island has evidently given him abundant knowledge of plants and animals. This dumpling gets a persuasion boost, favorite environment is a must for Gon, and animal empathy has been implied when he met Mike. Evasion, move by action, and all pro hunters come with great endurance, assessment for the reasons stated earlier, and status. Hunters don't spend money on travels and utilities. Gon gets a bunch of stuff for free. All this comes up to 142 points. If your GM's campaign takes place on Greed Island by chance, Paladin's Necklace could replace the fishing pole, granting a nullify illusion effect. I didn't do Gon's super form used to kill Neferpito because I do not know what his condition or conditions were. If you feel like completely destroying power level limits, you might consider something like growth, linked to enhanced traits, linked to -1 attractive, adorable, because his cuteness was gone for that scene. Fades, noticeable, tiring, and side effect 2, though this might also get you banned from the table.